Welcome students, this is your third 6 weeks test review. I'd like you to do this on your own notebook or white paper. If you bring this in, then you will get 100 bonus points. And that'll go in as an extra homework grade, so it'll take away any zeros that you have or add to any of the points that you may have lost on quizzes. Okay? Alright, our third 6 weeks test is going to be this Friday, which is going to be tomorrow. It's going to be the major topics are systems of equations, inequalities, and then systems of inequalities. And those are things we've been studying the last 6 weeks. Alright, for systems, we know that a system is two lines being graphed on the same coordinate plane. Okay, so if we graph two lines, several things can happen. First thing is they can hit each other like this, and this is said to be one solution because they hit each other one time. Where they hit, we get an x and a y, so this answer is written x comma y. The lines could never hit each other. If they are parallel, then this is said to have no solution because they do not cross each other. You could graph, and one of the lines does that, and then the other line comes right along behind it and is directly on top of it. And when you see one line, this is said to have infinite solutions because they always hit each other. Okay. Alright, now on to the solving of this. When we solve these systems of equations, we're going to be given equations maybe like this, 3x plus 3y equals 8, and then you might be given one like y equals 2x plus 7. Okay? We want to get these into the graphing calculator, and so to get it into the graphing calculator, we got to make sure they are solved for y. The second one here is to solve for y, so we don't have to do anything with it. This one is ready for the calculator. Okay? That top one up there is not. We do our four-step process with that. Our four-step process is left parenthesis, opposite of x, right parenthesis, divide by our y number. So this is what it looks like. Left parenthesis always goes there. Opposite of 3x. Right parenthesis. Divide by y. So divide by 3. Now this is ready for the calculator as well. We go to y1. We put this top one. We go to y2. Put that second one. Once we get them in the calculator, we want to push graph. And what we're looking for is, do they hit each other? Okay? If they hit each other, then we do second, trace, 5, and then we do enter 3 times in a row. If they don't hit each other or we don't see our lines, one thing we might do is zoom 3, enter, zoom out. Okay? And then remember, if you see parallels, it's automatically no. If you see 1, then I would check the table. If you see one line, because if you check the table, tables should be the same. Okay. Another place that we need to look is in the table. Okay. We have a couple of tables here, and we're trying to check to see if those are equal. Let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say we have 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say 1 goes with 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's say this one is 13, 15, 17, 19. When you're checking a table to see if two systems are the same, you're looking for the place where they have the same answer. So this would be 4 comma 13 as an answer for that one. Okay. The other thing that we have to do is we have to be able to write a system of equations. When we write them, look at our total statement, where you're looking for any time where it says a total of this. And when you have a total statement, you're going to add up the two quantities and set it equal to that total number. The example I did on the chart that we looked at the other day was Coach Smith bought 6 apples and oranges. So that would be apples plus oranges is 6. We did money statements where you put all your money together. So if it's $5 for a hat plus $10 for a jacket and you have $50 to spend, then you would write that way. Okay? And then the last one we had were comparison statements. If we did something like Mr. Ashcraft is 10 years older than Coach Smith, so then you would start here, Mr. Ashcraft is older. He is 10 years older than Coach Smith, so you'd add 10 to Coach Smith to get us to be equal. Okay. Alright, the next thing we talked about are inequalities. These are our inequality faces. Alright, and so what we see on the faces here, less than and less than or equal to are shade down. Greater than or equal to, greater than are shade up. Okay. If it has the line underneath it, then it's a solid line. No line underneath it means it's a dotted line. Okay. The noses were something we did earlier on in the first semester. They had to do with those graphs that we were drawing that look like that. Okay. When we see one of these problems, greater than or equal to 5x plus 2, we're going to go to y1 in our calculator, and we're going to do 5x plus 2. We look at that, we know it's going to be a solid line. We look at that, it's greater than, so we go and change our calculator over here by y1 to shade using that. Okay? And so an example of what this would look like, this is going to cross at 2, it's going to go uphill, be solid, and we're supposed to shade up, so we're going to shade on that side right there. Okay? We also learned step method, so if I were doing 3x plus 2y is, let's change that to minus 2y is less than 10. And we can do our 4-step process, opposite of x, divide by negative 2. We said when you divide by negative 2, this symbol has to flip, so that becomes greater than. Okay, so on the calculator, this thing is going to cross at negative 5 is what you'd see on your calculator, and this is going to be going uphill. This will look something like that. Greater than means we're going to shade up, and your calculator will do all this shading for you. Okay. Alright, the last thing that we talked about was a system of inequalities, and so that would be something like 3x plus 2y is greater than 10, and y is less than or equal to 5x plus 1. Okay. So this one, top one, needs the 4-step process, so minus 3x divided by 2. This one is ready for the calculator. So I'll go to graph this. Let's do this top one first. This is going to be a dotted line. It's going to cross at 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has a negative slope, and it's going to be a dotted line, so it's going to look something like this. Okay. And it's going to be shade underneath, so we're going to shade down that way. The other one is going to cross at 1, and it's going to go up real steep like this. Okay. And it is going to be shade down, so it's going to be shaded this way. So the part that's going to be double shaded in your calculator is this area right here. All right. Make sure you bring this in and show it to us. Remind us that you need your bonus points.